Welcome to the Manx Theatre Podcast.
Come on to the theatre.
Hello, Merry Christmas and welcome back to episode 63 of the Manx Theatre Podcast with me, Neil Callan. Thank you to everyone who's listened to our previous episodes. If you're brand new to the podcast, welcome along and thanks for joining us. In this podcast, we like to try and keep you up to date with what's going on in theatre on the Isle of Man, chatting to the cast and creatives of upcoming shows to find out a little bit more about the shows and the people behind them, and also what our Manx-born and bred performers are doing further afield. As it's only been a few days since the last episode, let's just jump straight in. It's Panto time on the podcast, and I'm joined by John, Amy, Millie, Alexandra, Madison, Alex and Mark from Stage Ed, who are back again for a second year with the Gaiety Theatre Pantomime of Dick Whittington.
Woohoo! Yes!
Yay!
Well, I didn't know whether to cheer or not.
Oh, no, yeah. Cheering is always good, especially this pantomime. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. And I think, with the exception of Mark, this is the first time for everyone, isn't it?
I think, is it? Is it the first time, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Well, welcome along. So,
you, mate.
this year's pantomime is Dick Whittington. I don't know why, but I keep having trouble saying Whittington.
I have problems with all those words, to be honest.
I just can't get my teeth around it. The previous episodes have been talking about it, like Dick Whittington. Yeah, it's just not coming out. So good luck, everyone. So Dick Whittington, then, is not a panto that comes up on the Isle of Man very often. So can you give us an idea for the people who may not have seen it in the past, what the rough idea of the story is?
Well, I wrote it as well, but I don't like to talk about it. What we've done with Dick Whittington. So Dick Whittington is one of your, I call them the big five. It's like Cinderella, Aladdin, and it used to be done all the time in the 70s and 80s, and it has slipped down the list a bit, but it's one of the purest pantomimes there is ever. Mm-hmm. And so last year I was in Aladdin, and Steve at Stage Ed, I begged him, I said, look, can I write it?
Yeah.
Because I think we bought the script in last year.
Right.
And he was fine because he knew he could get it for half price. And he did. Hope you're hearing this.
Did
pal.
he pay you?
Yeah, he paid me, yeah, but not a lot. Anyway, the main thing he said to me is, because I'm not Manx, I apologise, but I want to be adopted by you lot because I love this place. Anyway, he said, please make it local. And the guy last year, we had a script shipped in, and so we localised a couple of things.
Yes.
But this time we've totally localised it. So the traditional Dick Whittington is that Dick goes to London to make his fortune. Well, of course, if you're going to go somewhere lovely and posh and exciting, you go to Laxey on the Isle of Man. So Dick is trying to get to Laxey to make his fortune, and also to become the Lord Mayor of Laxey, because Dick used to live in London, but he had a big fight with a nasty villain whose name we dare not speak. And they both were drummed out of polite society. And Dick's travelled far and wide to start anew. And Dick arrives on this wonderful island and is told, originally looking for Liverpool, and told, no, you don't want to go to Liverpool, you want to go to Laxey. And Dick has no friends until he discovers a cat. It's just a normal cat. And then magical things happen. That cat becomes a talking cat, and all of the adventures begin.
A Manx cat, hopefully.
A Manx cat, yeah, it was definitely a Manx cat.
I was worried then for a second.
No. The actual long title that they didn't fit on the poster is Dick Whittington and His Miraculous Manx Cat.
Marvellous.
Well.
And the cat is played by Emma Hill.
Yes, who is phenomenal, isn't she?
She's a wonderful little actress. I mean, I've known her for a few years because she goes to the same dance schools that my daughter used to go to, and she is just like elastic. The girl can just put herself. Well, she's an amazing dancer.
But acting-wise, we did a read-through a couple of weeks ago. Mark, you jump in.
Yeah, we did. Because bear in mind as well, we're in our second week now, and we're next week is our kind of time when we get into the theatre and add on all the extra little magical moments. But yeah, we've been here now 2 weeks, and 2 weeks ago we sat down in a church hall in the middle of Douglas, and we read the script for the first time. And this was, for a lot of people, I think, the first time that you've read things when you're not either in your own bedroom or you're not in the car, and so it's a really exciting time for all of us. But then, as we're talking about Emma as well, and she started reading just with this knowledge and this talent and this purity of just using the words in such a wonderful way.
Well,
it's
I
really
was
exciting.
I was
to play.
convinced that because I don't know if you know, but I wrote it. I was convinced that she wouldn't get the intonation right and the sarcasm right in certain lines, and I thought, well, you're going to have to teach her that. She nailed
Proper
every
sassy.
line straight
Proper
away.
sassy.
And she's only 13, 14 as well.
Brilliant, yeah.
Phenomenal. Let's look at the rest of the cast, because we've got quite a few of you here. So, Millie, you are Dick Whittington,
I am.
and you were the genie of the ring last year, weren't you?
Yeah, Spirit. Yeah.
the
last
Spirit
year.
Ring, sorry.
Yes, it's okay. Yeah, I was.
So a bit of a jump up in the amount of lines you've got this year, then.
Yeah, just a bit, and luckily no traps this year. So.
Oh yeah, we've not put you on a single trap, have we?
Oh, we need to change that.
Still time. Still time.
Yeah, bit of a change, but.
I mean, how is rehearsals going? Because obviously there's so much audience interaction with pantomimes that when you're in a room that's got no audience and you've literally just got the dozen or so of you that are the cast, it's very hard to get that sort of interaction backwards. How are you getting on with that?
Yeah, well, it's nice when we started rehearsing with the kids coming, because obviously there's two teams of
Of course,
them.
yes.
So then when they were watching, they were laughing and like shouting back, which was nice, and it gives you the boost then to like perform more.
You got bored of my stupid
Yeah.
voice. Laughing at the same line.
You must get really tired of laughing.
No, you don't get tired. You just go, I hope that they're not thinking I'm doing this just to go, ha 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 ha. Yes, that's funny.
Well, don't do it like that then.
No, true.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's the 485th time I've heard of that joke.
The same
Yeah.
joke. Yeah.
And who else we've got? We've got Alexandra Slater.
Hello.
Hello. So you trained at the London School of Musical Theatre, didn't you?
I did, went to LSMT, and then before that I went to the Royal Northern College of Music Conservatoire for opera.
Lovely, fantastic. And you were actually performing, was it last night at Winterfest as well?
Yes, and I'm performing tonight as well at Winterfest.
Winterfest, okay.
Yeah, singing in Manx as well.
Tonight? Wow, fantastic. So you're being allowed out of rehearsals then to go and perform
Yes,
to the judge?
kind of.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm in a blue frock for Ferry Bridge, and I was in a blue frock last night.
It's not the
Very
same
good
one, was
again.
it? Was it the same
It's
one?
a bit of a longer one. Thanks,
Oh,
Bob.
nice.
Hang on, you're called Fairy Bridge. That's a clever joke.
Isn't that good? Who
I'm
wrote
very-
that?
I don't know. I've no
wonder.
idea.
It's a
No
wonder.
idea. No idea.
Definitely Maxified.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So you're playing Ferry Bridge then?
Yes.
So you've got lots of trap entrances then as well? Or is it that not depending on the size of the dress that you're wearing?
It's a surprise.
Okay.
It's a surprise. It's glitter and stuff.
What do you mean
involved.
entrances? She's a fairy. She just appeared.
I just appeared.
just
It's magic.
is.
Yeah, magically appeared.
Sorry, ruining the surprise.
Yeah.
And Amy, you
Yeah.
are Alice Fitzwarren.
I
You
am,
are
yes.
the love interest.
I am, yes. Dick sees me and just falls in love straight away.
How could you not?
I know. Can't help himself.
It is within about 10 seconds as well.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
A lot happens quickly. I wish that happened in life.
So do I.
Pantomime. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And everybody then just jumps into a song and a dance.
No. No.
Okay.
No song and
Leave
dance.
that bit.
I'm staring at the choreographer now, who's been lovely to me and very kind. I'm 51.
So, John, and you're playing the Dame?
Yes, I am, yes.
And you were Dame last year.
I was, yes.
Are you what they call a professional widow? Sorry, professional Dame?
Professional widow.
Professional widow. That's a
Well,
song-
yes,
that's a song by John
I
Wayne, wasn't
have.
it?
This is my 18th pantomime and my 16th Dame, and it's my first Dick Whittington.
Oh, right.
Is it the first time?
It is the first
you've
time,
met?
yes, first time I've done Dick Whittington. Yeah.
What's the one you've done most?
It'll be Aladdin. I've done the most.
Right, it's
Twanky, I love. I absolutely love Twanky. But so we did that last year, and as I say, fell in love with the island, and literally kept following Steve Polferman, the producer, around like a puppy. This year, I've already made him sign a pre-contract. I mean, that's obviously dependent on the Gaiety Theatre's agreement, but he's already signed it. I'll tell you a secret. Cinderella is prepared. In fact, I wrote it. I've already written Cinderella.
Right.
Cinderella next year.
Have you written it?
I've written it. Yeah, I've written it.
You wrote it?
I've written Cinderella. Oh yeah, I don't like to talk about it.
No,
yeah.
you don't.
But
Did you write the painting?
yes, I did. Thanks for asking. Yeah. But yeah, no, I love daming. I'm obsessed with it. And so basically, my mate Pat in Bishop Stortford, he said to me, he auditioned me to play Dame the first time. This is many years ago. Patrick Jacobs, really, really lovely man, a professional clown comic. And he said, yeah, I think we'd like you as a Dame. And then he taught me loads of stuff. And then you pick up all the other stuff from all the routines that you see. I slightly borrowed my voice from John Inman. It's a tribute, and I'm obsessed with John Inman. Larry Grayson was a great Dame. Terry Scott, all of the great ones are, And the thing about a Dame, I will shut up. Everyone's looking at me, he's talking and talking and talking. The thing, he edits it, it's fine. Just get, I'm John, that's it. The thing about a Dame, though, it's really important, is that I am a man in a frock.
Yes.
I am not... No, I live in Brighton. There are some wonderful drag artists. They're incredible. They're very, very, very funny. But I am not a drag artist. And sorry, drags, but you shouldn't be daming, because it's a very, very different... I know that on Drag Race they have a Dame week, and that's fine. You can have a week, but you're not doing 5 weeks in the Isle of Man, right? So we went to an event at the hospital on... Where was that, Alex? Where were...
At the Roundhouse.
At the Roundhouse. We went to an event at the Roundhouse, me, Alex, and Tom, who plays our comic. And this kid came up to me and pointed and went, "You're a man."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm not." "You're a man." I said, "No, I'm not." And then his older sister went, "And you're an obese man." I thought, yeah, but that's what dames are. Well, some of them are nice and tall and thin, but I'm the short, fat comic one. So there we are.
So
You're not short.
So are you the kind of professional Dame to the point where you have your own wardrobe full of dresses?
I have one outfit because there's no point anymore. They used to, and
Yeah.
they cost a fortune. I looked into them, but I got an outfit for the 2015 general election when I stood in the Hove constituency as Dame Dixon. And Google it; it went all around the world. I got 125 actual votes from actual human beings.
Wow.
Stood next to Caroline Lucas, who used to be the head of the Greens. She hated every second of it, but eventually she turned around and the whole press snapped this picture. She didn't want it. But in the end, I just leaned in and went, "Will you just turn?" So she did, and it was quite sinister, wasn't it? But it was. And then I stood again in 2019 with that outfit on and got 190 votes, which I think you'll find is a 33% swing.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations. You're vying for the seat then again next time.
Well, if you actually save your deposit, they throw you out of the Monster Raven Newly Party. But I'm still a member. I'm an honorary member. I'm also the Minister for Pantomime. Genuinely, that's me.
Fantastic.
Lord Mayor of Laxey now.
Yeah, Lord Mayor. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fantastic. So looking at the rest of the cast then, the rest of the cast.
You'll edit that, don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, amongst the locals then, the only person we've got then is Cara Davies, who's playing Daisy.
Yes.
So who's Daisy in amongst the story?
Right, so...
Here we go.
So there are...
Hang on, Daisy's normally a cow, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but Daisy is Daisy from Douglas.
Oh, right, okay.
Daisy is basically... we saw Cara she was in the ensemble last year, and she had a couple of lines. And Mark, do you want to take over? Because she's really...
Yeah.
We noticed, didn't we?
Yeah. I think the joy as well of when you come to the Isle of Man is obviously we come from across, but we get to work with the talent that is here.
Absolutely.
And there is a massive amount of talent, the pool of talent, and I always say this on every time we talk about anybody and any show that we're doing, it's always about the local skill that is over here. And when you see people in pantomimes who are there purely for the enjoyment of being in a show, but you see they've got something a little bit extra and a little bit more.
That's it.
And you want to kind of, it's not about rewarding, I'm not saying that, but there is a joy in seeing people who have a talent push themselves and be brilliant at what they do.
Yeah.
And we saw that in Millie last year, and we saw that in Cara as well. So John has beautifully crafted this other character.
Yeah.
Kind of almost, I always say it's a bet to Amy's Nancy.
Right.
Almost like in Oliver. And just like a mate.
Yeah.
But also, she may be popping up a couple of other times within the piece as well, with some finely crafted pieces of costume.
Oh, yes. You won't know.
Building
You'll
the part.
never know. Which, is...
And I have to
very
say,
intriguing.
she's brilliant. Not only is she doing that, though, she's dancing almost all the dances.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody knows, I'm a brilliant dancer.
Yeah.
Which is why they
Wayne Sleep has nothing.
he doesn't know, which is why they put me at the back. And then these guys, absolutely, but Cara can bust some moves, as can Madison.
So you're a bit of a super swing, are you then, Madison?
Yeah, just like in the daytime when Emma's not here, I do her part as well as my part in the daytime.
So because obviously Emma's still at school,
Yeah.
because she's 14. And then obviously if anyone is unable to perform, you're there to fill that gap, yeah?
Yeah.
You did, yeah. You are now.
I am now.
You definitely are. Yeah.
You see, you prove too handy. These things happen.
Yeah.
So talking about dance routines, then Alex, you're the choreographer. So you've been putting them through their paces.
Too much choreo. Yeah.
So obviously, not quite regularly with pantomime. There's a good mix of sort of old traditional stuff, but then there's quite a lot of more recent, more contemporary stuff. So what music have we got to look forward to in the show?
So we have got a bit of Rihanna and J-Lo for the finale, which is cracking. So it's a little mashup between We Found Love and Let's Get Loud. We've got a bit of Greatest Showman in there with Rewrite the Stars. We have a bit of throwback with S Club 7 and Reach.
Oh.
And we've also got Don't Stop Believing, which is iconic as well. Yeah. But it's really I think it's really fun as well doing the mashups of the songs, because I think, especially at the moment with younger children, I think having two songs mashed up together is really good, because it keeps their focus.
Yes.
And it keeps changing and keeps kind of the ball moving up in the air and things like that. So it's fun to then also play with different styles that you can do within that. So like for the finale, We Found Love is very much party, get the audience going, and then all of a sudden we hit into like a bit of salsa, and a bit of kind of that vibe to finish off the show as well. So it's good fun.
I mean, you've got to keep that attention going up, because you don't want the sweets whistling, and then because then when Tom comes back on as your idol Jack, and then has to ramp them back up again. So it's really hard work.
Can I just say, sorry, I'm jumping in on Tom. I said to him yesterday, I said, some of the decisions you are making in rehearsal are phenomenal. How old is he?
Tom, I think he's early 20s.
He's early 20s. Yeah. I know that he just came out of training because he delayed it for some reason. This is his first professional gig, and that lad is phenomenal. It's absolutely, it's instinctive, and it's always a worry. So Mark let me sit in on the auditions. So you have auditions over here in the Isle of Man, but we also had one in London, and we were all day looking for a Jack, all day. And this lad just walked in and stole it. We were going to give it to somebody else. And just went, and I know, because Mark wrote down on the notes, book him now. We
didn't want him to leave almost.
But the reason I was there was because it's so difficult. When you're a dame, you've got to have a comic that you can bounce off. He's just got instinct straight down there. I mean, I think he's fabulous.
I'm really excited for the people of the Isle of Man to be introduced to this new, this new talent from across. Yeah, and I do remember that day as well when Amy bobbed in as well. Yeah. Amy was there, and I asked Amy just to wait, and I went, can you just wait for a bit? And then we got this guy in, and then they read together, and then
it was magic.
Myself and him read together, and it was like, yep, there we go.
I mean, I did say I didn't want Amy, but you sort of forced.
Well, we had, she's got to pay for a Stanley Cup obsession.
No, Amy came in and blew us away as well, and was absolutely incredible. And then
we're very blessed.
I got this phone call saying, right, we've got with the fairy's got the most phenomenal voice, so we're going to put this song in. You need to rewrite this so that we can get the song in. And I'm like, brilliant.
I think that's interesting as well, because obviously when a script is written, 9 times out of 10, that's what you get. It's the dots on the page. In music, it's the words on the page in the script. And what's been great about this was that there was a development in terms of who was going to be playing the parts and what is their skill set and how can we kind of support that, which we've done, I truly believe, in the script, in the songs, and also in the choreography as well.
Yeah.
It's been very much tailored towards the people that are in the piece.
Before we go, we better mention
Steve.
Steve. So
we talked about everyone. But
let's talk. Well, my mate Steve, I was in Panto with. So we were in Panto 16 years ago, and we were in Thwaites Theatre, Blackburn, and I was dressed as a pirate. He was hogwash. I was bogbrush, and there was about 4 people in the audience, and we stood at the back waiting to go on. And I went, we'll come back here on the way back down. Steve looked at me and went, we're on the way back down. He's a brilliant performer. He is a former blood brother, like Steve and Mike, who run Stage Ed. He was Carl Banks in Brookside. Google that.
Yes.
He was in there for 2 years. I believe he was there when they dug up the body from under the patio.
Trevor.
Trevor, that's right. He's done loads of guest appearances and soaps and everything. But what he is a really clever performer, and he is he's gone nuts physical-wise, and you really believe he's a long tail. He's really, I think you've dealt with it.
Terrifying.
Yeah, he's
Terrifying. The first time I remember when we did his little opening reveal, I just wasn't expecting what came out, and I was pinned against the wall. And I'm, again, really excited for especially our younger audience members and even some of the older ones. You know, I hope they're ready for that, because he's not a nice man.
No.
He's not a nice animal.
Is he first man on stage?
He could be.
Could be.
But there could be some other creatures on that stage as well at the beginning.
Oh.
Never know.
God, we're in Panto, aren't we? You can tell.
So 21 performances. Starting a week today, because today is Friday the 13th. So we're a week out from opening night, and you are starting on Friday night, Friday the 20th at 7 p.m, and then you've got 2 shows every day except for Christmas Day.
Yes.
There on out. So all the performances are 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock, except for Christmas Eve, which is 1 and 6 p.m, and Boxing Day is 1 and 6 p.m, and then
New Year's
Day.
Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, you've got a 10:30 a.m.
Yeah,
relaxed.
thanks for that. Whose idea was 10:30?
Definitely that wouldn't have been mine.
No.
Not at all.
But then also you've got the afternoon at 3 p.m, which means you've got the evening for your drinking and partying.
Yeah.
The relaxed performance is really important. It's really, really good. It's because we always say that it's the first introduction to pantomime for most kids.
Yeah.
But if you've got special needs or special issues, great. You can come here. You can come to this theatre. The sound gets a little bit quieter. The lights are a little bit more dimmed. There's a breakout room. We don't care if you stand up and wander around. We don't really care if you talk through it. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to entertain you guys in your safe space. That's what it is.
And then also on the 7 p.m. performance on the Saturday the 29th, it's a British Sign Language performance.
Yes. Yeah, and again, it's just great to be able to open up the space and the story to people who otherwise wouldn't be accessible towards that. And I think there's another way that people can watch the show as well, I believe, isn't there?
Yeah, it is being filmed, and we are sending that out to care homes so that people who are unable to come, it will be, I think we're filming it on the second night, because we might get it wrong on the first. Sorry, kids. And we're
Improve
filming
it.
and exactly. And we're sending it out to care homes so that people who can't get to the theatre can see it. Because, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful theatre.
Yes.
But if you can't enjoy that environment, then we're going to take it to you so you can see it.
That's fantastic. It's a brilliant idea. I mean, I'm very interested to see the sign language performance, because I've not been to one of those before.
They're great.
I mean, I know what it's like being a performer on stage when you've got the captioned performance, and you're worrying about how close to the actual script you are.
Yeah.
And you're like, I think it's the right one.
Yeah.
But with something like Panto that can move and change and ad-lib.
Well, I do use the script even though I wrote it, I don't like to talk about it.
Should we say it's elastic?
Yeah. I use it as a sort of a
guide.
A guide. I love the fact you're nodding at me.
I mean, of course, obviously, with having written the script, which you have,
yes,
then it's just an on-stage rewrite.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's an on-stage rewrite. I like it.
Oh, thanks, Neil.
There we go.
Thank you.
That worked.
Okay, so I think that'll do us. I think I better let you get back to rehearsals.
Excellent.
And I could do with getting back to work.
Good, yeah.
So I wish you all the very, very, very best for the run of the pantomime. I'm in with the family on the 23rd. So
are you? When you did that, did you ring 600 555 or go to villagaiety.com?
Well, I went to villagaiety.com first, because quite often it's much easier to get through that way, because you can pick the seats that you want, so you can see where the seats are.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, so what website did you go to again?
I went to villagaiety.com.
Oh, that's interesting.
How would you have done it if you were ringing?
I'd have gone 600 555, Mark, to be honest with you.
Fantastic. Right. Well, all the very best of luck for you all. Oh, no, don't say luck. But then it's not opening night, so that's okay. So I can say that right now.
Say what you like.
Yeah.
So have a fantastic show.
Thank you.
Just don't say R-A-T.
Yes, don't say that. Okay, well, thank you very much, and wish you all the very best for the show, and we'll speak to you all again soon.
Thanks, Nick. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
This episode has been made possible by funding from the Isle of Man Arts Council. If you want to find out more about Arts Council funding, check out their website at iomarts.com.
You're listening to the Manx Theatre Podcast with Neil Callan.
Right, in the last episode, when I was chatting with Lisa and Chrissy, I said that I thought that they were the most common guests that I'd had on the podcast. Well, I've collated the data and I've run the stats. And in the 5.5 years the podcast has been going, there have been 63 episodes with 102 different guests. And Lisa leads the table with 6 episodes. Chrissy is in second place with 5. In third place with 4 episodes is Charlie Williams of Paradise Theatre Company. And joint fourth is Ian Dixon and Michelle Kane, both with 3. Then following up behind there, we've got 17 people who are on 2 episodes, and the remaining 80 are on 1. The highest climber is Mark Hilton, who, after making his second appearance on this episode, has just jumped from 75th to 17th. That's a mammoth jump. So, with that, we bring episode 63 and 2024 to a close. Now, I think we mentioned it once or twice in the chat, but if you've not done so already, make sure to get your tickets for Dick Whittington from villagaiety.com or by calling 600 555. Don't forget to check out the Spotify playlist by searching for Manx Theatre Podcast, and that's all one word. There's over 100 tracks on there and over 7 hours of show tunes to satisfy your musical theatre needs. If you have any events that you'd like me to talk about or promote on a future episode, or you'd like to nominate someone for a Manx Theatre Legend slot, you can contact me through my social media accounts or by email to manxtheatrepodcast@gmail.com. All that remains is to say I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Thanks for listening in 2024, and I hope you join me again next time, as there's going to be lots to chat about in 2025. I've been Neil Callan, and you've been listening to the Manx Theatre Podcast. Goodbye.
The Manx Theatre Podcast, taking a look behind the scenes of Manx Theatre.
An actor's life for me.